Hello everyone and welcome back into this really cool video, because this is my first ever video that I asked from everyone to participate in it, which is very new to me. I asked everyone before in my previous video to send me your own creations of rally cars, like make your own rally cars with specific rules, and then send me the file so I can test it and make a video about it. So I received two amazing creations from two amazing guys, Mr. A Dax X and Mr. Bryan. So both of them made amazing creations, and they sent me the files, and you will be seeing them in this video today. So before we start with all of the specs and everything else, I would love to remind you that please, if you enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, get subscribed and share the video if you want to share it, and of course watch all my previous videos after you finish with this one, because we made really amazing videos. So the first car that we have here is made by Mr. Bryan. It's called the Pluto RS. So it looks, I mean, from the first glance, it's not bad. It has the traditional yellow front headlights, the high and low beam rally headlights, and other headlights, yeah, and of course the grills are looking, well, stunning actually. And these, I don't know if these are rivets or not, but they look very nice. And of course the roof scoop and of course the hood scoop. We have the rear wing here, or spoiler, whatever you want to call it, and those tail lights and everything else. It looked like he used those antennas. Yes, he used some of the antennas on the rear bumper, and he made also like a rear diffuser, which is it's nice, but not on a rally car, unfortunately. So also in this video you will be seeing me rating the cars. So we have 50 points as a total. So any car that can get very close to 50 points, it will be like a truly amazing car. And I've already driven those cars, and I've already giving them, and you know, judged them with the specific and their absolute, you know, pinnacle points. So you will be reading all of this, and you'll be seeing all of this with time in this video. So let's start driving. This is the Pluto RS made by Mr. Bryan. So let's start driving it and experience the handling, the acceleration, and everything else. So from downstairs, or from down, we have, as I can see, the double wishbone suspension in the front. I think I don't know, maybe multi-links in the rear, maybe multi-links, maybe double wishbone, but they definitely look like multi-links. The engine has been mounted longitudinally, which is against the rules, but yeah, I'm gonna also count in the rules with the points. So let's start driving it. And dual clutch gearbox, which is also against the rules. The car feels like a boat, very slow around corners. The suspension is so soft and so bumpy, but soft. Nevertheless, it's a soft suspension. The engine, oh my god, the turbo is so laggy, really laggy. Takes forever for the engine to spool the turbo. Let's make another lap. Had to shift it to first gear to make the turbo to spool. It feels like an SUV, not a rally car. feels heavy also, which is surprising. Nevertheless, still a good car. Yeah, but the engine spoils it. And also, oh, oops about that. And as you saw, feels like a boat. I want to overcorrect it, but so it's up to you. It's up to you to decide. I mean, I have already decided, but you can also decide in the comment section. So now let's point and give points for this car. So the styling, okay, so we have 50 points and we have five areas to decide and judge the car. So we have the styling, the engine design, the handling, the acceleration, and the rules. All of these areas will be pointed 10 points for each one, which with a total of 50. So for styling, the car looks really like a rally car. We have of course the front rally lights, the grills. Well, they look nice, not bad. The hood scoop, the roof scoop, well, not bad. And these rivets or whatever, these black points, but they look also nice, not bad. And let's see, the tail lights, well, they look like BMW tail lights, but nevertheless look very good. The rear spoiler, not bad, but the diffuser, this is not here, not for this car. And those antennas, well, I know what's his point. He's like, these are, he wants to like fool us and make us things like maybe these like hangers for the rear bumper maybe. And also he gave it like, I don't know, like a black rear bumper slash diffuser, I don't know. So for me, all of these things with these points will get on the styling, it will get 6 out of 10. Yeah, 6 out of 10, because the rear diffuser will be like -2, and what else, the tail lights like -1, and the rims, yes, the rims, these are like truck rims, which will also give it a -1, which would give us a total of 6 points for the styling. The engine now, as you can see, the engine, unfortunately Mr. Bryan sent me the BeamNG.drive file, not the automation game file. Unfortunately he lost the automation file, I don't know how, so he sent me the BeamNG file, which unfortunately I cannot open, so I can see what kind of options and what kind of tech options he got in this car. So by the looks of this engine here, that's the only thing that I can look for. Unfortunately, he used, I think, a single overhead camshaft, not dual overhead camshaft. Also he used a race intake manifold, and you can hear that in the engine sound, very loud, which is also not appropriate. A race intake manifold, that means no air filter, and no air filter for a rally car, well, that's idiot, that's rubbish, because all of the dirt and gravel will get in. I don't know if I'm wrong or right, but I think I'm right, because all of the engines that I've chosen before with performance intake manifold, they sound much more quieter than this, and this sounds very loud. That means yes, a race intake manifold. Also the turbo is very large, I think, because of the boost. Yes, nearly 30 psi of boost, and I think the turbocharger is huge for this engine, which makes it very laggy. All of these points will get also 6 points for the engine, 6 points, and the -4 is for the lag of the turbo, and -2 for the, actually no, -2 for the turbo lag, and -2 for the sorry, -1 for the performance, for the race intake manifold, -2 for the turbo, and yes, -1 also for the single overhead camshaft, because it's, well, it's not efficient and not powerful as dual overhead camshaft, because the airflow will be much less. And yeah, that's, I think, how. And let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the engine. The handling, well, the car handles definitely like a boat. Yes, a boat, really boaty. And of course the suspension is soft, which is nice for a rally car, but it's so boaty, and of course the steering, it feels like I'm steering a bus, unfortunately. All of these will give it 4 out of 10. Yes, 4 out of 10, unfortunately, with the turbo lag, of course, and the engine is not very responsive with the suspension. Yes, that's why it's 4 points, unfortunately. Acceleration, well, let's find out together. I've already gave the car the points, but let's go back here, set it neutral. Well, the acceleration is not bad, 7 out of 10. Unfortunately, the engine here is much more powerful than the rules. I've asked for everyone to make a 300 horsepower 4-cylinder only, and I think he made like something 400 horsepower, maybe that's what he told me in the Snapchat. So yeah, that spoils everything, unfortunately. Yes, of course, it will make the car much more quicker, but it's against the rules, so the acceleration will get only 7 points. And the final area, which is rules, how many rules did he break? The first rule, and it's very obvious, he made a more powerful engine. Also, he used off-road tires, which is not appropriate. These are not rally tires, off-road tires, like you know, mud terrains, which is inappropriate. I asked from all of the fans to put hard long life tires, because yes, they can act very good on road and off road. That's also against the rules. Also, what did he use? What did I forget? Yes, he also used dual clutch gearbox, which is not appropriate, as the rules for any rally car, he should have been used sequential gearbox. So all of these 3 rules. Let's see, what else did they break? Tires, engine. So basically that's it so far, and yeah, all of these things will get them. It will get him 4 out of 10. Yes, also the power. I mentioned the power, right? Yeah. So yes, the power, the gearbox, and the tires. All of these things gave him 4 out of 10, unfortunately. And yeah, the total is 27 out of 50. 27 out of 50 points, which is not bad. Very not bad, but yeah, it should have been much more better than this. So now let's move on to the other creation. We have all-wheel drive rally car by Mr. A Dax X. So he chosen actually the same body, but this one's unfortunately is 4-door. So let's get back to the start point. Alright, so now Mr. Aadx X car. From the looks of it, looks actually very good. Very good from the front, very good from the rear. Unfortunately, he used flames on the side, which is yeah, it's very old-fashioned, and it's out of fashion actually. So let's drive this beast here. So he made a 300 horsepower 4-cylinder engine, which is very nice. It's a nicely made engine. He used sequential gearbox, which is very appropriate. Unfortunately, the suspension is hard, a little bit hard, but it corners very nice. On corners, it feels so nice. The ratio for the gearbox is not bad. The final drive is nice. Unfortunately, the suspension is extremely hard, and that, as you saw, makes the bumps feels like a car is falling off a cliff. You need to slow down when you see a bump, or you will fly and then you will flip over. As you saw, I've slowed down a little bit on the jump so I don't crash, but the handle is very nice, very nicely. Remember, these are not my cars, these are fans or viewers' cars. Oh, oh my god, suspension, suspension. Suspension is so hard. Oops. But nevertheless, it's still a nice car. You can have fun with it, but you need to remember to slow down when you see a bump. So that's nice. Good work, Mr. Adax, and also good work, Mr. Bryan. But yeah. Alright, so the cars are very nicely made. Yes, both of them, not bad. Even the first one. So Mr. Adax X car, for styling, it looks. Let me fix it. For the styling, has a nice fat front lip, and he replaced, and I like that, he made like headlights and also the same shape like vents or grills. Two grills, a front license plate holder, which is unnecessarily for a rally car. The famous rally car headlights, a carbon fiber bonnet or hood, or ventilated also, not bad. A tiny roof scoop with a tiny antenna. Indicators on the sides, and these look like very famous rims. I'm not gonna say the name, the brand of the name brand or brand name. Nice sharp tail lights, dual tip single exhaust pipe, and of course the the fuel filter cap is here. Carbon fiber rear spoiler, which is very nice touch indeed. And of course the rear grille with the exhaust look very nice, with of course unnecessarily license plate holder. Red brake calipers. The brakes themselves are actually tiny, they are not big at all. Alright, so all of these should give this car 8 out of 10 in styling. Unfortunately, the -2 goes of course for the big rims, it's the -1 for big rims and -1 for the flames, unfortunately. I mean, if you change the rims like for a little bit smaller size and they remove the flames, yes, it should get 10 out of 10, because it looks very like a rally car, really nice. And the second thing is for handling. The car handles very nicely, you can drift it, you can enjoy your time, but the bumps, the very stiff steering, the very stiff springs, yeah, and suspension makes ruins everything. So it should get 6 out of 10, unfortunately. The acceleration, yes, it's 300 horsepower, not 400 horsepower like the first car, like Mr. Bryan's car. So the acceleration should be a little bit slower. But nevertheless, very nice, not bad at all. So the acceleration, because this is not a supercar, I mean you could accept that, right? So it should be 5 out of 10, unfortunately, because I mean it's 300 horsepower, it's not like a 1000 horsepower engine, that's why it's 5 out of 10, but it's very good. This car accelerates very nicely. And then the rules, very fortunate, Mr. Adax X, he didn't break any rule. I mean, nothing. We have all-wheel drive, we have sequential gearbox, 6-speed sequential gearbox, we have hard long life tires, we have aluminium engine in the front, 300 horsepower exactly. So it's perfect, 10 out of 10 on the rules. And then the engine, we come to the part of the engine. The engine is very nicely, it's 300 horsepower, it's not bad really, but unfortunately he is pushing so much fuel in, because he is pushing so much boost in with a gigantic turbocharger, which is not efficient. Yes, unfortunately, yes, that all of these drop the engine points from 10 to 6. So this engine gets 6 out of 10 with a total of 35 points out of 50. Very good, actually, not bad indeed. I mean, you are only 15 points off a 50 out of 50, which is very nice. So we have seen both cars, we have enjoyed them, but now let me show you, not my own creation, no, I took Mr. Adax X car and tweaked it myself. What I did with this car is simple. I took the engine and dropped the boost to a reasonable amount of boost, and of course lowered the AR ratio, softened the suspension, raised the ride height a little bit, and I've chosen smaller rims, smaller tires, a little bit fat tires, and tweaked the suspension to a perfectly rally setup. And of course, with all of these things, I've killed so much turbo lag, and of course I've removed the flames of the car. Yeah, so now it's a little bit perfect. I know that the ride height on the rear tires is gigantic, but for a good reason, as you will see right now. So let's line up the car so I can show you. And yes, the RPM limit is 9,200. I've changed the camshafts, I've changed basically everything in the engine except the most important parts. They are still the same. The compression ratio is different, the camshafts are different, the turbo is definitely different. Changed, of course, the spacing and the final drive. I mean, check out the suspension now. It rides very flat. You can have so much fun now. Suspension is taking the bumps very nicely. The engine is not laggy at all. The turbo is working with you 100% always. Just slide it, put it in second, and keep on the throttle, and job done. Slide it, keep it in third, put second in, put your foot down, and brake, second, hand brake, keep your foot down. Yep. Hand brake, slide, third, turn, correct it, and put your foot down. Slow down a little bit, and then put your foot in. Brake. Yep, very nice. Now this thing, or this car, became more serious. Of course, you can have more fun with Mr. Aadx setup, like you can slide it harder, but with this setup, you can get very nice times. You need just to remember how to drive it, like when to slide, when to stop, when to brake. Of course, you can slide this one also hard, but you need to be a little bit careful. Oops. And yes, you can have an accident if you go on a little bump on the right side. You need to be careful driving around it, not on it. Unfortunately, the handbrake in BeamNG.drive is really rubbish. I mean, I really want to use it, but sometimes it makes you crash, which is rubbish, really rubbish. So yeah, so pretty much that's pretty much it. I always forget and get into that corner over there very quickly, which spoils everything. So the suspension is working, I'm not gonna say flawlessly, so as you saw. Yeah, so every car has its own like problems. I tried to fix them all, but unfortunately I'm not an off-road expert or a rally car expert, but I've went backward and forth between those two games, you know, so until I've reached this kind of setup, which is really hard to achieve. Let's try and do it perfect. Slide, throttle, perfect. Slide, throttle, perfect. So yes, you can slide it. You need to be careful on the speed. Really fun now. When you get used to it, you will be like cam block. That's perfect. Oops, that was a little bumpy. This track has a lot of bumps. That's perfect. So that's pretty much a perfect lap indeed. Yes, it was a mess at first, but then I got the hang of it. So this car is pretty much awesome. So the styling should get now 10 out of 10 for this car. And let's see the handling. It used to be 6, now it's 8. Let's see the acceleration. Well, the acceleration is still 5 out of 10. The rules 10 out of 10, and of course the engine now should get, because we have followed all of the rules, 300 horsepower, not laggy at all, should get 9 out of 10, which is surprisingly nice. So let's tot up all of the rules. So for Mr. A Dax X, before it used to be 35 now, so this timing is 10, the handling is 8, we have acceleration still 5, the rules are 10, and the engine is 9. So 10, 10, 20, 5, 25, and 8 should be 33, and 9 should be 42. That's awesome. So 42 points for this amazing car right now. So I truly hope that you enjoyed this video, guys. I know this has been a very long video, but yes, we have tested both of the cars. I've shown you like my own setup with Mr. A Dax X car. I would really love if I could have tweaked and tuned Mr. Bryan's car, but unfortunately he gave me only the BeamNG.drive file, not automation file. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video. So please remember, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, get subscribed if you are new to the channel, and of course hit that notification bell button so you can get a notification each time I release a new video. So as always, I'm gonna end it up in slow-mo. So thank you so much, guys, for watching, and goodbye for now, my friends.